Hachette Audio presents The Art of Discarding, How to Get Rid of Clutter and Find Joy, written by Nagisa Tatsumi, read by Karen Cass.
Preface. Getting to grips with stuff. Throwing stuff out. It's a fundamental issue. Everyone these days has too much stuff. We keep chucking it out, but it keeps on accumulating. At work, we face endless piles of paper. At home, however much storage space we have, it's never enough. Things proliferate and our living space shrinks. We're surrounded. We know we have to do something. If only we could get rid of it all, what a relief that would be. The 1990s saw a boom in ecological thinking, which has extended into the new millennium. Be kind to the earth, recycle, don't produce rubbish. And this has generated a new way of thinking about stuff and what we need versus what we want. But we're still crowded out with it. Why? How come this flood of things never seems to ebb away? We know how good it would feel if all this stuff was gone. So why do we keep it? Why do we always feel guilty about getting rid of things? Let's look at these questions a little more closely. Stuff and our sense of waste. In the past, things were precious. Before the start of mass production and mass consumption, relatively recently in fact, things were cherished. They were looked after and used for as long as possible. Even when they'd lost their original purpose, other uses were found for them. And only once all possible functions were exhausted were they finally discarded. It was the same with food. People were taught to eat every last grain of rice in their bowls. It was all about using something to the full, discarding it, and only then obtaining something new. That was the cycle. And, against this background, a sense of shame at wastefulness, mottainai in Japanese, became a virtue. But life's different now. In the 1960s and 70s, new and exciting electrical products sold precisely because they were new and exciting. There was a belief that new equals good, and so things that were old were immediately replaced. More and more things, electrical goods, fashion, etc., came flooding into our lives, and by the end of the 1980s, the act of purchasing had become an end in itself. We've become used to this kind of spending, but because we are no longer buying out of necessity, things inevitably...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?